Okay, so no one is on right now, but eventually I will repost this. I'm just starting out and I kind of just wanted to talk about what inspired me to pursue social work. Just wait for this plane to pass. So, what inspired me to pursue social work is I worked for the public school system back home. I started off working with elementary students, and then I moved into secondary. So instead of working in middle school, I just went from elementary level to high school. And that really, it was when I was working at the elementary level, the primary level, that I was like, oh, you know what? I'm noticing that a lot of parents are struggling. Well, let me go back. Students that were truant, defiant versus primary students that were doing well, not just academically, but their emotional intelligence at that age. There was, you know, you notice the ones that are emotionally intelligent and can handle certain things. And then you have the children that were not so well at handling their emotions and their reactions and difficulties, and it caused stress, and then it led to a lot of defiance. So when noticing all of that in the students, I was just like, okay, you know what, let what is causing these kids to not focus in school? What is it that's influencing this emotional behavior? Like, what is going on? And then I started, kind of really observing and paying attention to like the trends. So a lot of it went back to what is happening in the home. Not that I wanted to know everything about the child's life, but I definitely did ask, what's going on today? How is everything? Like all of those stuff. And a lot of the kids that weren't really raised in, I don't want to say a good home, because I believe that regardless of what, parents try to do their best. And I want to believe in that and notice more of their strengths than their weaknesses. But yeah, what I did see is that the kids were not really having the best supports at home. So I said, you know what? One of the courses in high school that I felt so connected to was consumer and family sciences. Like, we had to carry a 5 pound sack of rice for like half the year. And then the second half, we had to upgrade to a 10 pound sack of rice. And yeah, like, so that happened. And it taught me about parenting. It taught me about the responsibility of being a parent and what it takes financially to have a family and raise a family. And that's not even going into like the cultural aspect of it. That's just like me and my partner, who, by the way, I don't even think he's watching, like, even has me or subscribes to me, but his name is Leonard. And I'll just never forget. Like, we had the most difficult situation. We were, we had to come up with our scenario. That's why. And I'll never forget my teacher at that time. It was Miss Bautista. So she was basically like, create your scenario. And, that's how we did our reflections. That's how we had to kind of like live this reality that we scripted for ourselves. So Leonard and I decided we're going to have twins, and we're not going to get along. We're just going to have the most toxic, like, co-parenting relationship ever. Um, and she kind of was just like, why would you even do that? Like, why, like usually you want to have like a lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to be the best parent. And we're like, no, we're going to be the worst. We're just going to not be, we're going to be the opposite of what we truly want. And it really, I can't remember why we did it, but we were like best friends and we just chose to like have this crazy ass relationship. But anyways, so yeah, we didn't get along. We were co-parenting and it was just really difficult. Like we would switch kids every other week. We take turns. And then every other weekend each of us get to have the kids. So like one week on, one week off. So like Monday to Friday, I'll have one baby, one twin, and then Monday to Friday, he'll have the other twin, and then we'll switch off. And then like I'll get the kids on Friday and I'll have them all weekend. And then on Sunday, well, technically Monday, we exchanged because that's when we went to school again. We couldn't do it on Sunday. So on Monday, we exchanged the opposite twin. And I had, for example, I had the boy, he had the girl because we did have a boy and a female and a male child. So then we'll switch off. And then that weekend would be his weekend with both the kids. But yeah, I had to carry, like, we did that. We had to carry that 5-pound sack of rice everywhere. And then when it became the 10-pound sack, I was like, I just can't do this. But we bought diapers. We dressed up our baby in onesies. I forgot where we got our clothes from, but I think, like, I don't know if we thrifted it, but we basically had to have a budget. We had to support the children when we had them. Like, there was no child support. It was just that was our situation. So that's why I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go to college and I want to be a consumer and family science teacher because I really want to help children understand the dynamics of a family system. Like it's important. And even if you can't get yourself together as an adult or as a parent, you still have to get yourself together for your children. So that's kind of like where I was going. Then the program at the university, and I went to UOG, University of Guam. The program ended up like discontinuing. Like I got an email from my advisor, and I'll never forget her name, Miss Kinata, and she was basically like, Audrey, we we're going to stop doing consumer and family science. So you're going to need to choose a different path. And instead of just giving me education like I thought she was like, why do you want to do this? What are you interested in? Like, what is your passion for wanting to be a CFS student? Or, why do you want to pursue this degree? And I told her why and what I was seeing in the schools while, working there and how it helped me grow. And then she basically was like, okay, have you ever thought about social work? And then she made me take it's this test. Shoot, let me see if I could find out what that test was. But basically, she was like, I think you should pursue um, social work. And she got that from me taking this test. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. So, kind of like, um, I don't know if it's basically like a career aptitude test that I took. It's like a quiz, and I just put down like what my personal interests were. I can't remember it. I did remember it like maybe 5 years ago because I remember going back on it just to like retest myself. Um, but there are a lot of places you can go online and try taking it. But anyways, I did. She made me do that, and like I social work popped up, political science popped up, not anthropology, sociology came up for me. So I said, out of all of those, I think social work kind of is it's the best route for me because it has all these strengths and these personal interests that I had taken. So it's social work is like a mix of both the political science and the sociology and understanding people and their environment. So I chose that route. Oh my gosh. And since then, I'll tell you, I have been inspired. So that's pretty much what inspired me. It's the students that I worked with every single day. That's what inspired me.